Two of the most bitter rivalries in the history of the Hellenistic world were Ptolemaic Egypt and the Seleucid Empire. Years ago, Antiochus III the Great of the Seleucid Empire tried and failed to defeat a Ptolemaic army at the Battle of Raphia. Now he has returned to invade years later and meets with the Egyptian Ptolemaic army at the Battle of Panium. Historically, Antiochus would win this battle and kind of would be what's the word? He would kind of be he would let the Battle of Raphia's loss go behind him and defeat the Egyptians at Panium instead. Panium is one of those battles that are not as known, one of the ancient battles that aren't as known as well as Raphia, but in the end Antiochus was able to take all of the Levant under his control, including Judea. Now we are doing, well, there is a historical battle of Raphia in Total War Rome 2, but this time we are doing the Battle of Panium, an AI only battle as usual, and we've got the Ptolemaic Egyptians against the Seleucids. Now let's see the unit compositions. We have a couple war elephants on the small African war elephants, some Ptolemaic cavalry, some Royal Thorax swords, a lot of Hellenic Royal Guard pikemen, some native Egyptian units such as the Egyptian pikes, and some Egyptian swords. Somewhere, where are the Egyptian swords? Carian axemen. We got some Galatian mercenary units as well. Now, that's pretty much kind of the entire unit composition of the Egyptians. So, now let's see the Seleucids. We have a lot of pikemen, as usual. Levy pikemen, silver shields, normal pikemen, thorax pikemen. A lot of pikes. We also have a lot of cavalry as well. The Seleucids have brought some swords, some thorax swords, some citizen cavalry, cataphracts, Indian war elephants, the larger breed of war elephants that could prove decisive if used correctly. Now let's just put things to normal speed. So we see a couple of the Ptolemaic cavalry starting to advance over here. A little ahead of the rest of the troops though. Wonder what they're trying to do. They're gonna try to charge directly. Oh no, they're gonna charge directly into the pikemen. Why would you waste the Ptolemaic cavalry like that? Ptolemaic cavalry is actually decent. It's not the best cavalry, but not the best elite unit, but it's a decent unit. Now they're gonna charge for some reason right into the Seleucids.
The enemy is attacking our ally.
And the Seleucids know that. That's why they're starting to advance a lot of pikes. They've brought in a lot of heavy pikes. Now their archers are going to go back. Now this Ptolemaic cavalry unit is kind of too ahead of the army. They're going to charge directly into the pikemen. They're going to get shot down, taken out by these silver shields. And their archers are already firing down on the Ptolemaic cavalry over on this side. Now the Ptolemaic Egyptians have brought in some more Ptolemaic cavalry to reinforce, and a chariot unit, some scythe chariots. Now I'm pretty sure this cavalry unit is going to lose to all the under the weight of the silver shields. They've already lost like over half of their men. Why would you charge in all of your cavalry like that? The Seleucids have sent in some Indian armored elephants to take down the Ptolemaic cavalry. Indian armored elephants, when used correctly, are a very destructive force. That's what makes the Seleucids such a scary army to fight against. Now Seleucids are sending in some light melee cavalry. And it looks like they're going to head directly against the scythe chariots. They charge right into their back, going to get cut down by the scythe chariots though. We have another Ptolemaic cavalry unit taking a lot of casualties against the pikes. They're going to charge into them again, aren't they? Oh no, they are. Now the Egyptians have a lot of pike units as well, but for some reason they've kept them in the back most of the time. The armored elephants have not even taken a casualty yet. You can hear the thundering of the hooves of the horses. Now the Egyptians are sending in the rest of their units in. They're firing down on the silver shields, and then sending the royal thorax swords in front. They are getting shot down here by the Persian archers. And we have an elephant engagement here between the Indian elephants and the African elephants. Oh no, the elephants are out of control. They're out of control. Now the Egyptians have sent in their pikes. For some reason they've kept all of their Hellenic Royal Guard mostly in the back. Now they're sending in their Galatian Royal Guard to fight the Silver Shields, and the Silver Shields are going to be outflanked over here. Indian armored elephants exhausted. Now they're sending in their Hellenic Royal Guard. There's going to be some more Ptolemaic cavalry charging into the Seleucid units, to the Silver Shields. We still have an engagement between the Indian armored elephants and Egyptian infantry and Ptolemaic cavalry, and African elephants as well. This armored elephant is still winning though, despite being heavily outnumbered. Now the Egyptians have sent in the core of their army against the Seleucids now. It's going to be a big pike engagement down here. The kind that we want to see, the kind of pike engagement that's kind of nitty, ugly. Now the Egyptians are going to send in another Hellenic Royal Guard to reinforce that group. Now the Galatian Royal Guard is losing to all of the Silver Shields that have surrounded them. Now the Seleucids are sending in their cavalry and their cataphracts, their heavy cataphracts. It looks like the Seleucids do have an opportunity to try to outflank the Egyptians over here though, because if they can get around this core of the Egyptian army, they might be able to encircle them, wipe them off the map. The pike warfare is really going to be ugly and laggy. Oh, there's a cavalryman who just fell over. Some of the units are starting to waver, like the pikes of the Seleucids and some of the Egyptians. However, this Egyptian cavalry unit with Ptolemaic cavalry is trying to hold off the Seleucid units to prevent encirclement. Oh, and the Scythe chariots have taken also some casualties as well. Now we got a pitched battle between the Galatian Royal Guard and the Seleucid Silver Shield swords, and the Seleucids will win that engagement. The Egyptians also have a lot of units over here trying to take down the Hellenic cataphracts. There are a lot of Hellenic cataphracts around this area. Over here we have some men wavering. Some of the Seleucid men are wavering. They're starting to waver. Have the Silver Shields trying to take out the Egyptians. The Egyptians still have a lot more units actually than the Seleucids. Although, wait, the core of most of the Seleucids have bunched up all over here. They're trying to take down the Hellenic pikemen. Seleucid cataphracts, they are losing to the Egyptian cavalry. And here come the Egyptian infantry, the native Egyptian infantry. But they're going to retreat right after that. Now, the Seleucids are starting to get surrounded over here. Thorax swords are surrounded by axemen, Galatian royal guard, and Ptolemaic cavalry. We have another nasty pike battle over here between the Seleucid Silver Shields. I think the Seleucid Silver Shields are the best pike unit in the game, even better than the Hellenic Royal Guard. But due to the sheer number of men there, the Seleucid Silver Shields are starting to waver. And they're going to get charged in the flank over here by Ptolemaic cavalry. And Ptolemaic Egypt is starting to get the momentum. They've kind of surrounded the flanks over here with their pikes, taking out the swordsmen. We have some battles between the citizen cavalry. Looks like they're winning against the Egyptian infantry. Oh no, some Egyptian units, they're starting to waver over here. With Egyptian cavalry defeating some citizen cavalry and Ptolemaic cavalry. Egyptians still have a lot of Hellenic royal guard intact. They're going to try to charge. Where are they going to go? This Silver Shield unit has taken out a lot of men. The African pikemen are going to come in. Although it looks like Egypt has the balance of power in their favor right now. Oh, the Hellenic cataphracts are going to get cut over here, but they're going to win against the... They're still winning decisively, although we'll see. The Ptolemaic cavalry has nothing against the heavy cataphracts of the Seleucids, but they're going to keep charging back. Some of the Egyptian units are starting to waver, such as their Egyptian cavalry here and there, because the Seleucids have brought in some heavy swords. Silver Shield swords, also one of the best swordsmen in the game. Oh, the African war elephants now are coming in for the kill. It looks like the Ptolemaic cavalry over here. They might try to outflank the Seleucids. I'm going to charge right into the rear and the sides. Oh, those elephants are going down. The Seleucids are starting to waver. And it looks like the Ptolemies will win the battle. Although it's a costly victory though. Ptolemies took a lot of casualties. Both sides took a lot of heavy casualties. And Antiochus, he won't be coming back anytime soon. He'll need to regroup. So let's see the results of the battle. The Seleucids actually, one of the Seleucid armies actually had gotten the most kills in, especially with their pikes and their Indian armored elephants. And over here, this Seleucid army not doing as well, though. Their cavalry units just weren't as good. So a couple of their pikemen did fine, but they didn't do too well. And over here, the Egyptians, their Hellenic Royal Guard took in a lot of kills over here. And I think that's safe to say for both of the armies. Now, that was a costly victory. And in real life, like I said, the Seleucids won at Panium, but in this AI only battle, the Ptolemies have won. So I'll see you in the next one.